But bum. Kind of feels like there ought to be a at the end, like a little,
I know something is
yeah,
missing.
like a cymbal or a tambourine or
Right.
something, or
Yeah.
I don't know, a smack, something like that. Hello,
I think.
chaps.
Hello, hello,
Hello,
hello, hello.
hello. Raymond, sorry, my friend. I said hello just as you were saying something, and I cut you off in your prime. What were you going to say
No,
then?
I was gonna say, Lo-Fi has a little something at the end of his theme music, and it's a what is it? It's a fart, isn't it? A
Is
Yeah.
fart?
it? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
I've
it's a
never
fart.
heard
Yeah,
that. Why have I
yeah, yeah,
never heard him
yeah,
breaking wind at the end of his music?
yeah.
I mean, he's
You
always
gotta.
got a permanent smile, like
Yeah.
the dog that's let one go. You know. So. Oh, here it comes. I knew it would have to come eventually. I've been, I've
Let
been,
it
con-
out.
I've
Let
been
it out.
consuming these little sweets, fellas. They're called
Yes, he's been turning me and SPG on in the back room here
my
with them sucking on
little
the cough drop.
ASMR noise.
Yeah,
They're called Jakeman's. I guess they're. I mean, I think the thing with all these cough sweets is not that the sweets themselves; it's the kind of just soothing throat motions. I'm just making this worse, guys, aren't I? Sorry.
What a lovely bloke. What a lovely bloke.
How have you been, fellas? How's your week been?
well, I'm happy because I got my Stadia refund and I purchased a new PC. So I'm
Oh
very happy. Thank,
yes.
thank you, Stadia.
Tell us more. What's the kit? What you got? What can it do? Can
Uh,
it fry
nothing,
eggs?
nothing, not nothing like a 40, like my man's 4090 here.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just a GeForce RTX 3060 Ti. It's got
Nice.
got double the RAM from my old computer, and it's got nice little fans and lights and stuff. And I
Has it
love
got the
it. It
whole kind of glowy RGB lights thing when you play and stuff? Yeah. Have you got it now? Or have you just ordered it?
Oh
Or
yeah.
I'm on it now.
I see. So
Yeah.
we can't see the lights and stuff because
Mm-mm.
you can't put it behind you on the shelf or something. Or
No, no, no.
He said no. He's not having it, Rock.
oh, I know.
You
I don't.
forget, man. You forget. I don't want to show my stuff off, man. Somebody be like, "Oh man, that's what he got." Oh yeah, we don't have to. We
I
got to
feel
pay for a
like
little bit.
Like, I'm not far from California now. I'm just saying.
you know. I kind of feel like you guys have all bought some amazing stuff with all your money. I don't think I've bought anything. Well, just
Because you've been
squirrel away.
stuff. Because you've been giving
Well,
stuff away.
well, that's true.
Giving stuff away.
That's true.
We-
Yeah. Well, only up until Christmas, only up until next week, and then the money runs out, and then I will. I'll still be doing my Friday giveaways for my Team Rock members, and maybe the odd decent, big chunky game or something, but not every day. That's a special for Christmas, fellas. Talking of which, I ought to be running it again because I was a bit late with some games and stuff, and N7 Spectres won yesterday, Ray.
Oh, what did he win?
Well, he didn't. He didn't
Oh, he
because
didn't?
no. Well, he did, but he didn't because what happened was, William. I said to him, oh, "Congratulations, you've won! Brilliant! Here's the list. Choose your game." And he said, "Do you know what? I've got so many games at the moment. Just put it back in the pot."
Oh no!
Yeah, so I'm going to whack it back in the
I mean,
pot.
N7, thank you for sharing the love. But hey, I understand, man. Backlogs, they can get real intense, man. I have a bunch of games I need to finish. Scorn is one of them, and you finished it, Rock.
You just put.
I did.
You just put it on your backlog and you go back to it. Just put it on the backlog. Go back to it.
Well, yeah, or you give it to somebody for Christmas. That's what I would. That's what I'd be doing.
It's hard to do that though, Ray, with some games because my old brain, I get like programmed to play a game, and then if I switch it out and go back to it, I have to relearn the whole game again. Sometimes it happens.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we're going to run it anyway, guys. So I've just started the game, the old 30 Days of Christmas giveaway. So do an exclamation mark win for a chance to be in today's draw, to win one from one PC Steam code game from the list of remaining games. I think out of the 30 now, we're down to about 21, maybe 20. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's good to get a chance, an opportunity to go there. So thank you very much for that, Spectres. You can thank Spectres for that one. That's his game throwing in the pot today. So there you go. Everyone's off doing that as well. Awesome stuff. So guys, what have you been playing? I know William, you've been doing a bit of Scorn, you were just saying.
No, I need to get back to Scorn. But I played some Days Gone, Rokk, recently, which was an amazing game. Everyone should definitely check that out. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead or zombies in general, it is a really cool game. I've also been playing some Halo. I've been playing all kinds of stuff.
Oh wow!
Battlefield 2042.
Battlefield 2042. That's been a lot of fun. We just had a large custom server set up for all the boys yesterday. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah, you can bring in as many people as you want, and most of the people you're fighting against, if you're on the same team anyway, are NPCs. So you can get a lot of kills, and it feels different than playing against a bunch of tryhards, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
I feel like you guys have kind of cornered the community market now for community play-alongs and multiplayer stuff. Yeah, no, I'm genuine. I think it's a really good thing. I think it's a huge area, and it works well for you.
It's a heck of a lot of fun to get as many people in as possible, and war is chaos anyway. And it's confusing, and I don't know. Dre, who's in the chat right now, he was running around killing Ray and myself a lot yesterday.
He stabbed me. I think he stabbed me in my heart like 3 times.
Oh no!
Up and personal.
Oh, that's like that scene. What film is it? Is it Saving Private Ryan, where that where he's killing him, and he's putting his hand over his mouth. He's going shh.
Yeah.
That's one of the most disturbing scenes ever.
Yeah, just die. Go with it.
That's the one. I remember watching that, thinking, "Oh my god, that's disturbing." But yeah, it's war for you.
My bots were better than your bots. Yeah.
Oh, I got you as well, right?
Yes, you did.
Dandroid got you as well. That's all good stuff. Yeah,
Got me with a tank.
With a what? Tank?
A tank.
Wowza. Yeah. No, it's cool. I was going to ask you something. It's just popped out of my head.
Wilson is getting really good with the flying vehicles in that game. He gets in a jet, and it looks like he's going to crash right into a building, but nope, he kills 2 people and goes around it.
Wow,
it's pretty
that's actually
spectacular.
that's no simple thing to do, is it?
No.
It's bad enough just flying the damn thing, but actually killing people with it as well.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Wow, Scorn's good. Did you? Oh no, I was going to say, Days Gone. Did you pick it up at all, or you did?
Yeah. I did one stream with it, and I realized the game is so large that if I only game with that title, if I'm streaming, I'm never going to complete it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
huge.
start. Yeah, I'm going to start grinding away at it, and then every so often, maybe every 10, 20 hours, or 10 hours, I'll have another stream show where I'm at. But it's an amazing title. Love it.
It is. Yeah. Are you enjoying it? Yeah. You get the first few minutes of it. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad. I'm really glad.
Yeah, it's spectacular, man. I found I went into a mine shaft, and it was all dark. I turned my flashlight on, and I died immediately. There was like 1,000 zombies in there. So the next time I reloaded, I parked out front with my motorcycle and revved it up for them all to chase me. And then I got them out of there.
That's cool. There's so many ways you can play that game. I think I love it. It's a really good title, and I'm glad you finally got into it as well. But I agree, it's huge, and you've got so many. Yeah, it's not a community game ultimately, is it? No. So you've got so many other little things to play. So that's all good. What have I been playing? I started today. High on Life. Have you guys started that yet?
I told my son to start playing it, so he's going to play it.
It's lots of sweary words, but it's honest. It's so funny. It's it's right up my street. You'll love it. It's very humorous. It's a good little game. What else have I been playing? Callisto Protocol last week. I've kind of got to the weekend on that one, and it was defeating me on the same level, so I kind of abandoned ship. Marvel's Midnight Suns. That was a surprising, fun game.
I watched you play that. I saw
I haven't
you
played
playing that. Yeah, you were playing it on
Marvel
Twitch.
Snap has my mind, man, but I realize that's very similar to Snap, except you've got physical representations of your character.
Yes, that's a good point. Actually, no, you're correct. I guess the difference is there's lots of story and cutscene stuff, and in between battles, you kind of run around and you go around the house and meet your friends and stuff and find things. So yeah, but it's very similar to that. The actual battle scenes are all about them giving you a set of cards, and you have to choose the right cards. But it's very clever. And I've not been a massive fan of those kinds of games before. I said recently that watching you guys playing, what's it, Baldur's Gate has given me more. And then I got a chance. This is much closer to it.
Marvel Snap Mobile Game of the Year.
Matter of fact, Rokk, since you brought that up, Ray and I have a little side bet going on. We're hoping and praying that Larian Studios gives us patch 9 on Stadia before it's gone. So tomorrow during my regular streaming time, Ray and I and David, we're going to do a live viewing of the panel from hell. So they're doing another panel from hell where they're going to display some new changes to the game, and then they're going to reveal when the patch is available, which is usually at the end of your stream. Right. You can jump over and play it. So I'm praying that Stadia gets this patch, because that means that we can all jump in one more time and play through it just a little bit more with new characters
that would be lovely.
Before the end. So hoping to do like a 5-hour last stream of Stadia. Yeah.
That would be so cool. I mean, I suppose you could do that. You could do it anyway, but you've probably covered most content now, haven't you, that's in there?
Yeah, I have. And I've got like between my account and Sierra's account on Stadia, because you can have multiple saves and all that stuff. So I've got about 500 hours in early access. And there's only 40 hours worth of content there, 40 to 60 hours. So I've covered a lot of it. But I don't want to purchase this game again until the full thing is released. But if Stadia releases or gets patch 9, then there's just a little bit more content I can get out of it before having to purchase it again.
Oh, that's amazing. So Crow says that he's noticed. Oh look, there's Vet. Crow says he's noticed there was an achievement in High on Life. Spend 15 real hours in the strip club. I haven't got that far yet, but I'm going to go back and have a look.
Now I have to play. Now I have to play this game.
It is so much fun. It's have you guys seen it at all?
Yeah,
I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I knew it looked.
So
I'd only seen
talks to you, so you got a talking gun. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay. You've got a talking gun, and to a degree, that's all you need to know.
One of those in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, that's true. And what's it called? It reminds me actually of what's the game called? There was 3 of them. And illustration, arty, kind of cartoony look to
you're talking about the space one. The planet Savage Planet.
Maybe a bit. It's a bit like it's a bit like Savage Planet.
Okay.
Anyway, what do I know, guys? So apologies for the dancing dinosaur. I've not been able to get alerts to pop up for the longest time. And it was really annoying me because I designed them to be beautiful with my little GIF in them and everything. And then yesterday I was trying to work out what was not happening. And I found a button that said reset the alerts in Streamlabs. So I pressed it and they've started working, but now I'm getting alerts for everything and it's all got the dinosaur on. So I've been moving them around to try and make him a little bit less conspicuous. But there we go. That's all good. Right, fellas. So John was supposed to be coming. I don't know if he's going to join us at a later point. As you know, he often gets waylaid by businessy stuff.
Well, Judge John is a busy man.
He is. He's often on the circuit, finding
everyone
proud boys around the US. He's proud of his boys. So, first up in the news, I was thinking, because it was a big event this week. Was the Game Awards, fellas. I didn't watch it all live. I did watch some of it live. It was quite late for me, but
I watched it. I watched the whole.
Ray, was it kind of pretty much as you'd expected? Was it? Did you really enjoy it? Was it a bit? Meh?
I'm gonna say, wasn't bad, wasn't good. I mean, it was. I wish I was expecting just a little bit more. Didn't see nothing cloud. Didn't hear anything talked about cloud. They did talk about
That's
Google
true.
Play. They talked about Google Play.
I'll tell you what was surprising. Christopher Judge's speech. That was a little bit surprising.
I think that's what made Rokk leave.
Oh, yeah. It's Christopher Judge. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I was bored stiff. He was like a human discotheque, and then
You ought to saw all the people getting nervous in the back. They're like, "Hey, we're giving away Steam Decks! Get out of there! Come on!"
This is true.
The flute player. Why was they on the flute?
This guy he became a bit of a celeb, didn't he?
It's his hair. His hair. It was the hair.
I think his name was Pedro or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember now, but he was one of the surprise winners of the night. There was a couple of weird ones. There was our friend here, known forever now as the flute guy.
Yeah.
He actually put out. Here he goes.
You learn something new every day, even during some award shows. And I'll tell you, I'll wait for you to get to it.
Is that actually it's not a flute though, is it? What's the thing he's blowing?
I don't think that's a flute. That's
No.
something else.
That's not a flute. Could be a French horn. But here's the thing. He played more than just one instrument. So he would put one instrument in his hair and then pull out another instrument out of his hair and play it. Yes, he had an instrument inside his hair. And you didn't see it when he pulled it out?
I did not see. No, I did not see his subdued. Wow, that's amazing. I mean, I'm getting he's got a fair bit of hair going on there, but how did he hide a trombone in there? That's amazing. Here it is. He was bless him. He did a little speech apparently, where he thanked everybody. I mean, he got a little bit of notoriety from it. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Oh, look, he looks in pain there.
You know what? He just the passion of him being there playing that,
Yeah, no, I agree, bless him. But I mean, if you're a proper true, and he's obviously a professional musician, then I mean, you totally get into the music, don't you? And there was some great music as well. I love that. Did that the piece that the Hosiers did? Was it Blood and the Snow or something from Ragnarok? Apparently, it's the final piece of music at the credits.
I like what's her name? Halsey. What's her name?
Hosier.
No. What was the girl? What was the girl in the all black? Rokk, you were probably sleeping.
100% I was.
I think she was stunning. And then who was the lady with the pink fluffy outfit?
Oh, Sydney.
Yes.
Sydney, yeah, named after the Opera House, apparently.
Yes.
It's a little Australian joke. Do you know, every time I've said that, nobody's got it. I'm going to have to park it for now. It'll come out again next year. Now, there was always some very attractive people in the gaming industry. There was the one weird guy who, I don't know if this is good. Yeah, here we go. Excuse me. There was this young fella right at the very end who initially everyone was saying, did you see that young guy that came on? Turns out this guy's got a bit of history, William. Yeah. He's a bit of an InfoWars fan. He's a bit of a he's one of those kind of far right dudes.
Well, I was going to say that it's remarkable. You learn something new every day, even during game shows or game awards. I was going to say I didn't know a flute could be played so passionately, and I didn't know that Bill Clinton was a rabbi.
Well, no, indeed. Apparently he was wearing Ye. Is it Ye? What's the name of the dude that's? Okay. So he's wearing he's wearing his trainers. Apparently he's popped up in other places, espousing far right
When these guys were accepting their award and they were walking, you see him coming down the aisle.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, he kind of walks. He came straight in. Apparently, other places where he's done stuff like this, he definitely does not have an accent. He's very American. He's fully into InfoWars and all that far right conspiratorial stuff. So yeah, a bit of a weird one, but it's amazing. Just goes to show how easy it is, because he turned out he's a bit of a nutter, but.
He's
15 years old.
He's 15 years old.
15 years old. He's been doing this. Apparently, there's video of him doing it in other places from about the age of 12.
Right. So let me tell you, he would now. If I was on the stage accepting my award and he walked up, he would have got the elbow to the eyeball, like real quick, like wow, like that.
Well, that's the interesting thing, Ray, isn't it? Because for all we know, he could have pulled out a gun. I mean, it turns out he's just some, he's just some kid. He loves doing this stuff, but it just goes to show how easy. Because he just walks up. I literally watched. They all come out from their seats, and he is right in the middle of the aisle, waiting, and then he just comes up and just goes in off the back of them. And of course, Keith Lee and others, they just think he's part of their entourage until it becomes very clear that he's no Japanese national.
But honestly, security, you have to be on your job. You got to be on your job.
Well, to be fair, Bill Clinton deserved a shout out anyway.
Yeah, particularly if he's now become an Orthodox rabbi. That's amazing.
That's right.
He looks like a short David Wilson.
Ooh.
He does.
He was missing the other day. Where did he go?
Yeah.
But you see, all of them, every single one of them all just assumed that the others knew who he was.
Yeah, and right now they all realize, who the hell is this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for the award. Who's this guy? What's he
That's
saying?
the secret of any con artist, is you just have to look 100% like you're meant to be there.
Yep, look like you know what you're doing.
I'm here. I'm here for a good reason. Just walk into any nightclub or anything without looking sheepish, without looking for permission. People just assume you must be, meant to be there.
You walk in like you own the place. You must own the place.
They used to have wedding crashes. People try and fit into weddings and stuff.
People would give toasts and not even know the people. It's happened.
Geek loves a bit of Sydney Goodman. Yeah, she's always on them though, isn't she? I can't remember what she's obviously part. I don't know whether she's part of IGN or something like that. Mm-hmm. I know she's. There's a whole bunch of those kind of ex-MTV people that pop up on these things. They're all professional faces, aren't they?
It was God of War night, because
it was. They
didn't get the big award, but they did get multiple awards.
Yeah,
I'm just happy that Marvel Snap won. They deserved it.
Stray got
Stray
one.
deserved it too.
What did Stray get? What was it? The Stray won?
Indie.
Oh, did they? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
And they got another award too. They got another award.
I mean, it was an okay game, but it wasn't. I think indie is a really difficult award, because obviously if you look at Steam or any of the platforms, it's like 80% independent titles and then 20% of the AA's and the AAA's. So there's a huge amount of competition, and a lot of those games don't necessarily get the publicity that something like Stray got, because it was a PlayStation original, wasn't it? Originally, I think. Oh no, it did come out on other platforms, didn't it?
PlayStation.
Yeah, but I do wonder, because I mean, the public ultimately vote for the winners, don't they? So, am I right in saying that there's a bunch of judges that come up with the shortlist, and then it's put out to the public to choose?
I thought there was only one category the public voted on.
Oh, is there? Which one is that?
And I think the rest is kind of like the Oscars, how they, it's internal.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of the game awards or a lot of the award shows in general, I take with a grain of salt. If it was the people voting all the time, that would hold more weight to me.
They're the worst. Well, in many ways, the problem is they become a popularity contest, don't they? So you're going to get your Fortnites and your Elden Rings and your any games that have just had a massive populist games would always be the winners. Which was the game that the public voted for then? It's presumably not Game of the Year.
There's the correct answer.
There you go, Avery to the rescue. Winners are determined by a blended vote between the voting jury, 90%, and the public fan voting, 10%. It's hardly worth a bother, is it? Fans can vote for their favourite games on thegameawards.com. I mean, they just add a bit of extra fluff. Mind you, 10% could be all that it takes.
It could decide.
It could be a deciding vote, couldn't it, I suppose, when you look at it that way. But, yes. There you go. It was good. There was a couple of controversies with our far-right boy and the man with his concealed instrument in his afro, which was amazing. I didn't know that was the case. That's really cool. Do you? I guess the timing of it is always going to be. Was it East? Is it West Coast? Does it favour West Coast time-wise?
Well, it's in LA, so yes.
Yeah. It's kind of going to be always the case, isn't it? Really? Yeah. Oh, the 15-minute speech by absolutely.
See, you got to play music, and you know what? They used to have this long cane. They have this long cane, and you just grab him and you pull his ass off the stage.
That's it. The shepherd's crook. The shepherd's crook. You knew when he starts by saying, "I want to thank my ma."
My brother that became the doctor. Wait a minute, what are we doing here?
Yeah, he was the inspiration of his life. My second grade teacher. Yeah. I was like, oh mate, no, it's not the Oscars.
And that gym teacher that helped me with that cramp I had.
What the hell, bro? His outfit though. I love gold.
Oh, it was. I genuinely, it was like he'd gone to the 1970s through the cabinet of Narnia and came back with a gold lame suit from one of those male bands from the Jersey Boys era. Very good. I mean, fair enough. I didn't realise until it was pointed out the other day that he's the dude from Stargate. I didn't know that.
You got to take all that greasy hair off.
Yeah.
And then take a Brandon and stick it, a little swiggy line, and there you go.
I did think he was familiar, and I couldn't place my finger on it. I thought he just looked like one of those weird characters from.
But his voice didn't sound like that. His voice did not sound like that.
No. He sounded different. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
I would never have placed him as. Did he do the voice in the last God of War as well? Then was that him in the previous game? Boy,
that was me, boy.
That was good. It was good. I mean, that's great. It's great to have those events. That one's been going nearly 10 years. He was saying next year is going to be their decade, which is
the host, man. He was large and in charge. He was walking around like he owned the place.
Well, he does though, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he did.
I mean, fair shout. Fair shout to him. He actually does own it. I don't know what his background is. Was he in the games industry anyway, or was he Jeff Keighley? Isn't it Jeff Keighley? Was he from a studio in the past, or is he something to do with?
Tracy, you are 100% right.
He did make a meme of himself.
Yes, he did.
It's true. But I suppose, I mean, just like Flute Man and the little fella there, if you've got an audience, a potential audience watching of 85 million people, then you want to get noticed, don't you? Because it's going to be a career maker for you. Flute Boy's never going to be out of work piping his.
That's true, and everybody said that he played there the year before. Nobody was talking.
Nobody
about
spotted him.
They did this year.
It's when you watch like on FIFA World Cup or something, and you see some guy who, like in the American, there's kind of dyed their head red, white, and blue, because that guy gets noticed on the pitch. I mean, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Right. Demigod says Grammy Awards 2023 will have a new category: Best Score Soundtrack for a Video Game.
Now, what Avery just said about Spike TV, that's where I first met that guy, Keeley. Was from the Spike TV Game Awards, yeah.
Well, I don't know that. Not familiar with Spike TV. Was that just an American thing?
Yeah, it's an American thing.
Yeah, it's American.
Okay. Very good. Well, I mean, I don't know. Do we know how many people watched it in the end, this one, compared to the previous 85 million one? Should we just say, yeah, it was about 89 this year? It was a few extra people there.
Yeah.
Nobody knows, mate. You can say what you want. You can say whatever you want. Next up, over at Cloud Dosage. So we've been not ragging on Luna, but we've been speculating and getting a bit concerned. And then last week, we actually said, "What if?" And it turned out, literally after the show, because Ray, you got an email saying,
Yeah,
hey.
it was as soon as we did our show, I got an email and I was like, wow. So I have Retro, I have the Family, and I have Luna Plus. So they're taking all three of those and they're gonna make one subscription for $9.99. So
That's pretty impressive, I have to say. I'm glad they've done that because I think they needed to reinvent themselves, particularly that week and leading up to that day, because there's been so much speculation about games leaving and not being replaced, and is it going to go the same way as Stadia? And there was lots of fear. I don't think so much as Stadia because it's an interesting one. I don't know how many people subscribe to Luna. But I don't. But I'm really glad that it looks like that isn't happening. And if anything, they've actually really improved their lineup now. They've had a look at it. They've worked it out. The channels isn't going to work as a model. Nobody's going to pay $5 for this and $5 for that and $5 for this. They just want one solid amount. Pay for the whole thing. And apparently they're already starting, this is according to Cloud Dosage, some of the games that had been marked as disappearing have come back. They've got a reprieve.
yeah, well, it makes sense because if you're closing down a Retro, of course you're going to take all those games off just so you can put it back on Luna Plus. And I think that's what that's what they're doing. And I think everybody's like, oh my God, 40 something games are shutting down, guilty by association because it is cloud, Stadia is cloud. So everybody like, oh, that's the end. But right now, I'm not seeing anything because I don't know until it happens. It happens.
Well, it was a good prediction last week, Ray. I mean, we were on the money last week.
I'm just gonna enjoy. I just enjoy it. I'm happy that I don't have to pay because I was paying. They grandfathered me in with the first price, so I was paying $5.99, and then actually the Retro and the other ones were like $2 something. Like the Family.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, like $2 something here and $2 something there, which wasn't bad.
No, indeed. But presumably they weren't getting masses of new games into those channels each month, though. Maybe one or two additional games on those Retro and Family channels. I don't know. I kind of feel like this is the right way for them to go.
I agree. I just one price, everything you need. Everything you need.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's a few of us out there that are like, come on, when are we going to get to see this? I feel now they've got a little bit of a second wind. Almost like our flautist on the Game Awards. Whatever it was he was playing, it was no flute that I was familiar with. But I kind of feel like maybe we're going to see stuff happening a lot quicker. Maybe not this side of Christmas.
You know what I want? I want some transparency. Because didn't get it from the last company. Sorry, Stadia. Didn't get it from the last. Didn't get it from the last. This is what we're doing. Not
because without
code words and
so without
transparent. Because look. You know how many Amazon Prime members there are? This is what we're doing. This is why we're doing it.
You can look at this. You can look at this in many different ways. You can look at it in positive ways, which is what we usually do because we're positive people and we want cloud to succeed. It is going to be the future. Who's going to be part of it and running it? Who knows? But I thought it was going to be Stadia. Stadia's out. But transparency is key because all this is speculation. When they're removing 50 games, It was speculation on why. Them folding it back into Amazon Luna's regular subscription service is it's just an opinion or whatever. There's no facts to back any of this stuff up. They could literally have given us Ubisoft games to play on their servers because maybe nobody's on their servers and they're paying for upkeep and nobody's on them. All these things could be true at once as well, along with them changing business models. Transparency is key.
I thought they were going to announce it at the award show. Hey, UK, hey, Canada, hey, around the world, here you go. Hey, guess what? We plan on going in 2023 to Canada and the UK and over.
So without transparency, the only thing I can say is they haven't expanded. If they were going to Canada or the UK here in a minute, I would say, well, they're expanding. They're not contracting. They're trying to grow. But at this point, they're reshuffling everything, and it's still just in America.
If I was in Manchester, England right now, I would feel snubbed. I'm like, I hear all this. When is it coming?
What, specifically Manchester? Would it matter so much if you were in Devon or London or
no, Manchester City. Manchester City.
But I hear you.
But it would be nice though for some of these companies to explain what they're doing. But then again, though, when they do come out and say something, you got to take it with a grain of salt. 3 weeks before Stadia shut down, they're like, "We ain't going anywhere. We're here for the long haul."
I know.
Wah, wah. You know, what do you do?
Too soon, mate. Too soon.
I know.
I see. I agree, though. It would be just nice to have a little bit of a roadmap. It would be nice even if they just said, it is our ultimate plan to roll it out beyond the shores of America. Yep. It would be just nice to know, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because for years, people, if you look on Twitter and everybody's like, hey, when are you coming to the UK? You're coming to UK. Hey, you know what? Thank you for that. You know what? We'll look into it and we'll get back to you. I mean, come on.
But we do. I mean, we have been able to sign up from outside the US. And, you know, on a UK specific Amazon Luna, I think, in fact, Europe wide, not just the UK, which kind of implies, but like you say, Ray, what would it hurt to actually say flat out, no, it is our plan. We can't tell you when. And it would be nice, wouldn't it? It would just be nice if they said, we are planning to, but what we want to do first is we're doing lots of kind of stress testing on the network, and we've got license issues to work out.
That's all you gotta do. Yeah. All you gotta do.
You know, Uncle Jeff went off and he took the checkbook, and we've not been able to pin him down.
Ever since his birthday, we've been in trouble. That's all I know.
Yeah. Good old Uncle Jeff. But on other good Amazon news, excuse me, Amazon Prime are giving away 10. It's their Christmas giveaway, December. 10 free bonus games, and they are free if you've got Prime. They're including Quake. Quake. Yes. I love Quake.
I claimed it.
I claimed it.
All of you guys, by the way, if you're not watching Amazon Prime, the Epic Store, or Prime Gaming, the Epic Store, and a bunch of the other apps and places, man, go claim those games. If you just claim them every month, you'll end up with a huge backlog just sitting there waiting for you to play. So definitely claim those games. Don't forget.
It's funny because, excuse me, Brothers, Tales of Two Sons, I started playing that this morning. I said that to you, Ray, didn't I? Yes, and I didn't realise they would give it was on. I was playing it on PlayStation Plus in the cloud, and it was just every time I play, doesn't matter whether I play xCloud, PlayStation Plus cloud game streaming, or I'm just blown away by how freaking good it is. And I can't get over it when people still moan. I still see articles saying, yeah, but it's not as good and there's latency. I'm like, where? I'm not getting any of this. I feel left out.
I guess when you're playing behind your company's firewall and through a couple of network switches, maybe it's not so enjoyable. I don't know. I don't play that way, though. So I never had those issues where, people would say that they had this massive lag. I never experienced that. No. There was a little bit in the beginning, just a little bit, like with GeForce Now when they first started up.
Yeah.
But then they quickly got a handle on that, and it was like, responsive enough as if it was local for me anyway.
I agree. I agree. Same
so-
thing. I used to get it definitely in the old days. I mean, we know we were getting it on xCloud when they were pushing early on, but now it doesn't matter where you play. I mean, obviously it does. It depends. I think that's the problem. It does depend where you play, because if you're some distance away from a decent server hub, or if they haven't got the best network running into them, or of course you yourself don't have a great network, you're going to have impact, aren't you? I just wish and none of them have done this, I just wish they'd had all of them, or one of them had rolled out a tool which just told you where, I've just tested your network and you've actually got it set up perfectly at home, but there is a little bit of a break somewhere down the road. You're not going to get, maybe our suggestion is maybe try playing outside of peak hours, something like that. It can't be difficult, can it? In this day and age of AI, you'd think they would be able to write a little tool that would help people down the road.
Yeah, and I think a lot of things, like when Stadia was first starting up and people had a lot of issues, is that we might have a really good network infrastructure in America, but the actual hardware people have in their homes may have been outdated by 4 years. Their modems and their routers and stuff. There was a lot of issues with stuff like that. But if you were on more newer hardware and stuff like router, modem, stuff like that, and it was paired decently together, you didn't have any issue at all. At least I didn't.
No, I agree. When you claim these games on Amazon Prime, do you have to? They're not in the cloud. You have to download them.
Yes, sometimes you get a code, and they explain to you where you go and register that code to get your game, and then other times you can just click claim and it's claimed right there.
Uh-huh.
So some of them are in the cloud.
There is apps. They have something called the Legacy something. Those are a bunch of retro games. You do have to download that app to play certain games and stuff.
Oh, so. Do you? And so you can't play these on GeForce Now or boot. There's not like a connection with Steam or anything.
No, not necessarily. Sometimes you can. If you're claiming it on,
there is some. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're claiming it on Steam, and you get that code, it's your game. And if it's on GFN, you can just log into your Steam, and now you're playing it on GFN.
And there's even been times where it's been on GOG.com. I've seen some stuff that you can claim it on there.
So that's why I say make sure you go claim all of these titles. Not all of them are on GeForce Now or anything like that. But even if you don't have a PC to game on, go claim all of these, because a lot of these titles will end up on GeForce Now, and then you'll own them to be able to play them. Even on the free tier or the 3080 tier to crank up those settings.
Good show. Yeah. Claim everything. I mean, even if I do that with Epic Games, I do it with PlayStation. Even if I think, I'm never going to play it, I may as well, because I've said it.
Stadia taught me. Stadia taught me. Do not look at a game and go, it's not for me, because so many of those pro games I played and loved.
And there's also DLC, and there's DLC packs too. That's like if you Siege, Rainbow Six Siege, they give you boosters, they give you costumes. New World, you get all kinds of outfits and weapons.
Oh yes, Prime Gaming isn't just for free games either. You get a whole bunch of in-game content to claim: Red Dead, Valorant, Rumbleverse, Multiverse. Like they got a whole bunch of games in there. And if you are if you're a Prime member already, not only can you claim these free games and you get these bonuses for in-game content, but you can also turn around and play up to 5 or 6 games on Luna for free.
Wow.
So don't forget, if you're a Prime member, you have at least 5 games you can play on Luna without an account.
I can't remember who it was gave me the link.
Or without paying.
I think it was Adam Rouster, but he gave me this link, which was all the free games that you can claim on a given week, which is quite useful. So obviously we've got that Amazon Prime story here. Grab a walking simulator game sooner for free on PC, and then they tell you where to go and get them as well, which is pretty cool. This is indiegamebundles.com/category/free.
Good to know.
Great.
Yeah, that's a good shout right there.
Yeah. Ghost of a Tale, Divine Knockout. Yeah, that one.
Because, I mean, you go along, you buy maybe one game every 3 months. Before you know it, you've got a huge catalog just sitting there, man. I mean,
that's pretty much how I've built my library. It's by and large, it's games that I've just collected that have been given away.
Yeah, Saints Row is a good one to collect.
Row, yeah,
or to claim.
Final Fight. Wow.
It's only when you sort of you become aware of the various places that you can pick these things up. Because there's some on Steam. You played one this morning, Ray, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Well, it was last night for you, but this morning for me.
I played Daddy.
Daddy. He was all over Daddy this morning, all last night.
I think the one thing I would like to see the industry work on is crossplay. I think everything by this point should be crossplay. If you're in the cloud, if you're local, if you're on Xbox or you're wherever you're at, you should be able to play together. They should break those barriers down. I know a lot of them have fallen, but we still have to take some hammers to some other walls there, man.
What's that?
Whoa!
What game is that? Grab Adolf and throw him in the air. That's not very nice, is it?
Oh my goodness! Wow.
There you go. There's the Epic Game Store. There's actually a mystery game,
Roger.
isn't there? Coming up a couple of hours. You're talking about the Stadia stream.
Yeah. Roger was asking if anybody was setting up a farewell stream for Stadia.
It's being planned. There's a bunch of us planning stuff, so it's in the works. Stay tuned.
Yeah, one of the things, fingers crossed, is we're hoping for the last patch for Baldur's Gate 3 to hit Stadia, and we're going to do a marathon run, try to get through the whole thing. So,
really? I didn't hear that part of the story.
If we get patch 9, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah, I'm sure we will. I've still got a load of stuff I need to finish off. I have Division 2 and Cyberpunk. I've got to finish, just final push, try and get through to the end of those games. I'm not planning on buying Cyberpunk again.
Rokk, I heard this. I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that Ubisoft is working on giving us the games we bought on Stadia so we can play them on Luna. I heard that.
That is correct. That's absolutely correct.
So if they do that, will I still have to start Valhalla?
Yeah, over? I think the problem's going to be the DLCs.
Okay.
I think that's going to be the issue. Because I've got Ubisoft Plus anyway, so it's not a huge issue for me.
Because I wanted to finish that last little bit that has been released.
I had a look. I did have a look. There was I read an article of what you needed to do to qualify for that final DLC, and one of the main ones that I haven't done, William, is there's a bunch of people that you have to find. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Thank you. Dancing there all over William. What's it called? There's like little circles, and when you find them and you kill them, they turn red, and there's a whole bunch of them.
Yes.
There's like loads of levels of them. I've still got a fair amount of those to do, and
you have to clear all those guys off.
You've got to get rid of every one of those, and then there's even other stuff within other DLCs that you've got to. And I'm
sorry. I did a lot of it, but I didn't finish. Ragnarok was one of them. I didn't finish that DLC, and I think I may have had some stuff to do in the God World where you're Odin or whatever.
Yeah, that's the one I've got most to do in that one. Yeah, because that's actually pretty huge, that thing, isn't it?
Crow says that that there's cloud save for that game. So here's hoping, man. I'm not buying the game again, but if they let me have it on Luna, I will be finishing it there for sure. No,
I hear you. I think definitely. Well, I did sort of pick it up again the other day, and I love that game. I mean, for me, it's not an issue at all. But definitely, I'd love to just be able to finish that one little DLC before.
Because it was an amazing game, and there's so much hours in it. I don't think those hours were wasted, but I would like to see the conclusion.
Yeah. Alex, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure that they've done it yet. But it's definitely there was a. Excuse me.
Yeah, not for Stadia. What they did do though is any Ubisoft game that you purchased on Steam or whatever, you actually claimed it and it's in your Ubisoft Connect. You can go over to Luna and play all of those titles now.
Right.
Yeah, but we're hoping that they bring the Stadia purchases over. Like, We did get refunded for them, so it's not a must or anything like that. It would just be gravy if they did. You know,
exactly
True.
that. Exactly that.
True.
Yep. No, some of us chose to buy a brand new PC. Others just went out and bought the games.
yeah, true.
Just moving across, the FTC have finally filed their lawsuit to block the Activision Blizzard purchase. I think it's unlikely that that's going to come back in the form, is it, guys? That's got to be pretty much the nail in the coffin for the deal as it sits today. Do you feel that?
Yeah, if it's left up to us, man, if it is a monopoly and it should be broken up, well, hey, par for the course. Have at it. It's really strange, man. We haven't done anything in this country since breaking up the oil companies back in the day, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
wow.
It's kind of none of this stuff ever has any legs, man. There's a whole bunch of mergers that have gone through that probably shouldn't have. So I don't know. I don't have any faith.
Well, here's the thing, because you got to read. If somebody lied about something, which that's why they're suing, is because they were told something that wasn't true. Then you have to do. You got to do what you got to do. I want to see the deal go through because it's like, oh my God, it's been lingering for so long. I'm like, God, just let it go. But somewhere somebody said something to the FTC and it wasn't true, so that's why they're suing.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one, isn't it? I mean, I think what Microsoft really wanted out of the whole deal was probably king anyway. It's the mobile side that they feel is lacking in their armament. So maybe, I don't know, it depends what Activision Blizzard's stomach is for breaking up their the sum of their parts, or whether they want to get rid of everything as a whole. There's more value as a whole. They start breaking it up, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know. But it is a shame, and I don't think because, I mean, ultimately Xbox is still below Switch, below Nintendo, below Sony in terms of where it sits. So, and it's not like they're buying PlayStation. It's not, or Nvidia, or something that is going to put them at a different level in terms of the competition. I guess it just depends whether you see them as an IP owner, or as a hardware provider, or as a subscription seller, or as a cloud platform provider, and they're all kind of those things.
You're right.
I'm not 100%. I'd have to look at this in detail. I know Clive covered it off.
Well, what I mean is, at least over here in America, it seems like if it's really good for big business and really bad for the little guy, you can guarantee that shit's going to happen. Right. But it is interesting watching all this play out, though.
They made a deal with Nintendo. They said, hey, Nintendo, you can have Call of Duty for 10 years. They offered that deal to Sony. And I guess Sony was like, no. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair.
It's a tough one, isn't it? And I mean, we saw recently with Elon Musk, who's shown a complete new side to his character since he became the boss of Twitter.
That's true.
But we saw how he was forced into buying Twitter because he'd already committed. But then I suppose if the FTC had stepped in and said no, he would have been, if anything, that's probably, that would have been his best option, wouldn't it? Somebody should have reported him to the FTC. They'd have stepped in and he would have saved his 44 billion, whatever it was he ended up coughing up for. I actually still think that he's in to destroy it anyway. I think he's having fun doing that.
He's taking a battle axe to it.
That's the most bizarre thing to watch. It really is.
I don't care if I don't like something. I'm not going to spend $40-something billion. Unless you really got some hate.
Hey, but I tell you, I bet you he's got some very strange, expensive hobbies, and maybe killing Twitter's one of them. You never know. I'm just saying, man. I mean, they're very eccentric, But,
he's an interesting character. Let's leave it at that.
Yes, he is.
You've had millionaires buy newspapers in the past to like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's a fair shout. Young Phil Spencer, I saw him in the awards. Actually, he didn't look couple of people walked past and were like, yeah, fist pump in the air and woohoo. And he didn't show any emotion at all. So I thought, well, that was a bit off. I mean, these are his suppliers. Anyway, he's just recently he's been doing a lot of podcasts and stuff, and he's getting quite a coup if you can get an interview with him, actually, because he seems to be quite happy to spill the dirt when he does get interviewed, doesn't he? But he's saying that Sony is essentially looking to, rather than expand their services and make themselves more competitive, what they're looking to do is shrink the competition, which I guess is one way to increase profitability. But I kind of feel, to me, it kind of feel like Xbox has set themselves off on a route that is completely different now to where Sony are. I mean, they're going down the whole software and cloud streaming and owning studios, and I know Sony do as well. But Sony still seem really committed to the old school physical games and
the old model
hardware. Yeah. So I just feel like they're kind of going apart in different directions anyway. Ultimately, which is why I think, to a degree, I don't know whether Phil is the lady that doth protest too much, because quite honestly, the areas that Sony are committed to upsetting the apple cart over aren't necessarily the areas that the Xbox guys give too much of a stuff for anymore. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little naive on that one.
No, it's your competition. You don't want to see your competition grow. Period. It's at the end of the day, they're two companies competing for money, competing for people to play their games. One of Sony's prize games is Call of Duty. We don't want to see Call of Duty go over to you. And no, we don't want it for 10 years. We just don't want you to have it.
With two very different courses of action for the company.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see who's gonna turn out on top.
Yeah. Yes, young Phil says here the knive's definitely out. Sony has a very different view of the industry than we do, by which he means they don't launch their games simultaneously on PC and their platforms, and they don't put those games on the subscription services, and they don't put them on the cloud simultaneously. This is where it's weird. I mean, I've been a PlayStation, a console owner since the PS3. And I never dreamed of owning an Xbox. But quite frankly, Game Pass is what pulled me in the end. And I think if I was Sony, that's the bit I'd be most concerned about. The sad thing is that they've got all of the parts of the same puzzle. They just refuse to put them together in the same order. They could easily be putting out their stuff for their top tier guys day and date, for example.
See, I'm torn because they're like my two kids. I love them both. I grew with them. I love them. But I can't. It just breaks my heart to see them fighting, and I just want to come on, can't we all just get along and let's just share?
We are the world. We are the raised children. Boy.
But.
Well, I mean, what industry doesn't have this kind of stuff going on? It's just that it tends to be, most of the time we don't know what's going on in the world of TV manufacturing, do we? Or we don't really care too much about what's going on in the record industry, but we kind of care a bit about the games industry. So we see this stuff, it's out there, we see it, but I'm sure it's going on in every industry, the movies and military contractors. I'm sure they're all at it.
There's corporate espionage happening. I mean, come on. There's all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, that's true. That's all going on out there.
Good movie. This is going to be a good movie in the future.
It's funny, actually, William. It's funny you should mention the Chinese. Not that you did. But,
hey, I mentioned corporate espionage.
Exactly. Genshin Impact, which is a massively successful game, and I have to say it's actually good fun as well. They have just launched their own singular cloud gaming platform specifically for Genshin Impact in China,
Wow.
which is interesting. So just purely for the game. And it did make me wonder, is this likely a likely future for cloud, with individual games just being available to play on individual cloud platforms? I could see that coming.
When I had my AT&T account and I played Batman, I played Control, and I think there was another game. There was a third game I played. But
when Google did their thing with the desktop here, to where you could do their apps and stuff on the computer, when they relaunched that, I saw some games in there, and I thought that's what they were doing. No more Stadia, but you could buy with this one game and play it in the cloud. That's what I thought was happening at first. It wasn't, but I could definitely see that as a thing, though. White label each game out, or to the company that owns the rights to the game. One of the two. I can see that.
100%. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but only, I think, if it's a live game. What do they call these games that are on forever?
Live service.
The live service game,
Yes.
where there's an ongoing, there's a like Fortnite, there's a constant drip feed of cash.
I think Final Fantasy won that too in the Gaming Awards. Final Fantasy.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So I can see how in a game like Genshin and other games like League of Legends, I guess, World of Warcraft, those kind of games where there's there's a constant amount of money being made from the game, that would feed the cash that's needed to run this kind of a service, because there is a definite cost associated with it. But the great thing is you've got them completely captured. They're in your own, you're not reliant upon giving a cut to any third party. You don't have to have it on the Steam network. You're completely self-contained, with your audience. I can absolutely see that for certain game types and certain business models being a future option.
Yeah.
If I was, I'm quite a reasonable Destiny fan, nowhere near as big as I was, but back in the day when I was a huge Destiny fan, I would have quite happily been happy to connect through a third-party service and play it wherever. But it makes you wonder. And then I suppose the next question is, well, what are they going to do about the fact that they also exist on GeForce Now and other platforms? Is the ultimate goal to discount those services and just have it out there for yourself? Or maybe they're simply doing it in China because there is no other cloud gaming platform in China right now. And maybe it's actually the reverse, thinking it through. Maybe they're saying we desperately want it in the cloud until GeForce gets here.
I'm going to go with that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that one, because if you don't have it, you got to play it on something, so you might as well lay it. Let's just give it its own platform.
Let's give it
the way China and some places can skirt copyright and stuff like that. I'm kind of shocked they don't have an all-encompassing cloud platform that has all these games that they haven't contacted any developer or studio about, and they're like, hey, we're over here, come get us. I'm shocked that hasn't happened yet.
Shout. Yeah, locked in within the borders of China, where they can maintain, and that's a good shout as well.
Almost like the Pirate Bay back in the day. They wanted to take that down, but where it was located, sorry, come get us. You kind of can't.
Talking of which, have you guys seen, there's a really good series, it's about 5 or 6 episodes on Netflix, it's called Playlist, all about the guy that started Spotify.
No.
Back in the day. It's actually really good. I think
check that out.
I think it's a Swedish show, but it's got the usual overdub and subtitles. But it's literally this guy who lives at home with his mother, he's a bit of a mummy's boy, but he's a genius, and he makes some money creating an advert, an application for advertising in the digital space as a young kid, sells it to Trade Doubler, makes enough money that he goes off and comes up with Spotify. It's a brilliant series. It's worth watching. It's good. It's called Playlist. On Netflix.
If anyone's interested in the history of the Pirate Bay, look up AFK, Away from Keyboard, I think it is, AFK.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's very interesting about how they skirted copyright laws, and they skirted some of them by not actually hosting the files, or like it's I don't know,
to peer to peer.
Yeah. Very confusing.
Well, that was what made me think about this series, because initially he came up with Spotify to compete with Pirate Bay.
Wow.
And that's what the whole thing was about, selling it to the music industry that you're going to lose. Pirate Bay is just massive. It's getting bigger, and there's nothing you can do about it. So you may as well have your own system and make something off the back of these tracks. And he was just in the right place at the right time. LimeWire.
Yeah, that is an old. That's an original one.
I was a huge Napster, LimeWire. Oh my god!
See, man, with LimeWire, you had to be so very careful. You had to know exactly what you were looking for and know the file size.
You had to know
that. Yeah. You had to know that file size. If the files,
all of that was going on.
My wife, she would get on her mom's computer and download songs. Well, at least once every other day, she would nuke it with a virus.
Wow.
Yeah.
No. It's a different
very
world.
Interesting program, yeah.
And not that long ago either, as well.
No.
It feels like it was centuries ago, but it really was only just yesterday.
Yeah.
It's only just begun. Also, in a similar kind of vein.
Oh, my son is so excited.
Hey, I know somebody who knows Mr. Beast's son. Oh, wait, never mind. I'm sorry.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. He's now the most successful YouTuber on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
Despite having a face that you really want to slap. He's not. He's just got that face. I just want to go. So he's joining Fortnite with some skins and a $1 million challenge. I'm not sure what that's all about, but he is most definitely a legend.
Yes, he is.
I don't know. Do you know much about what is it a genuine $1 million?
Yeah, he's given away a whole bunch of money. He's been on YouTube forever. He's earned it.
So just so you know, there would be streamers streaming, and he would go and let me send him $10,000. Here you go, boom, $10,000.
Seriously?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you'll have somebody in the middle of the stream, they're like playing a game.
Wow.
It's a big, oh my god, and people would just break down and cry. I've seen him like.
That's because a lot of people need a lot of help.
Like, I mean, he gives away a lot of money to a lot of people, man, and it's a good thing because you usually don't see.
So one day he might be as successful as John Scar, then.
Yes, one day. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a
He
lesson.
won't ever be on the circuit. He won't ever get on the circuit, but
no, it's a lesson for us all right there. Bless him.
But it looks like a lucky player is going to end up winning $1 million from him, though. I don't know what the requirements are, what you're supposed to do to get it, but he's good for it. He'll pay out.
Yeah, well, I doubt he would have to anyway. I'm sure Epic would throw that money in the pot, wouldn't they? But yeah, I mean, I guess it's just as long as you give it away and there's no fee to enter the contest, then you get outside of the gambling rules and regulations. So. That's probably what's going on there. But yeah, interesting stuff. If you watch any of Mr. Beast's outrageous challenges, last to take hands off jet keeps it. What, your hand? When it says jet, are we talking a jet engine? Are we talking about the motor of a jet engine? Survive 100 days in a circle. 100 days is a hell of a long time. That's 3 months.
Yeah, that's a long time. You're going to have to go take a poo. I mean,
yeah. Wowza. Whatever that circle was. I've been watching this young lady, actually. I don't know if you guys have come on. She lives in a Prius with a dog on YouTube. Have you seen this? She's been living in a Prius for 2 years. She's actually she was a ex-cheerleader for the New York Jets. Very attractive.
Isn't that like spending a month in a phone booth?
Yeah, but she's literally in this car for 2 years going around.
Wow.
And yeah, amazing. It's actually pretty watchable stuff as well. It's pretty cool. Mr. Beast will save Stadia. Oh, Ron, if only he'd have come along a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
If you want to practice before the challenge, blah blah. So there you go. There he is. Giving away his thing. So Fortnite still is it the most played game, or is Call of Duty the most played game?
Oh boy,
it's out there.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think
mean, I know
Fortnite's...
my son plays it like every day. Fortnite,
Wow.
and he's already like, Dad, Mr. Beast. I want Mr. Beast's skin. I want. Okay.
I'm going to
Puts the
skip.
lotion in the basket.
I'm going to skip the next couple of items because I think Ray's going to cover them anyway in Ray's section at the end of the show. So we'll just quickly cover this one off because I love it. I love the dawning on Destiny. That's today. That launches today. It should already be live now, but it's their little kind of Christmas season, and you go into the tower and it's got lovely Christmassy music. I can't wait to go in later and hear. I hope it's the same music. It just triggers me. It gets me ready for Christmas. Can't wait for the dawning. Do you guys still play Destiny, or have you not really bothered too much with it?
Nope, I never got into
playing
Destiny.
it with you, Rokk. I miss Rokk when you used to stream it. I used to love playing.
Yeah, I should do some more Destiny streams. I know Rudig's and where's Rudig's? There he is. I know those guys still play a heck of a lot. They're probably the most. Well, Queen Rach as well. Bless her. She I tell you what she does, which is amazing. She takes anybody through the raids as well, which is great. I mean, she's a real backpacker. So she tends to stream around weekends, I think, but she'll do an 8 or 9 hour long Destiny stream. And she's lovely as well. She's a great streamer. And she will literally, I mean, she said she's offered me many times if I want to jump in, but again, it's the timing thing for me. It's either very early in the morning or it's very late at night. And I'm just not kind of there, but I would, it's really cool. Random Octo. Hi, Rocks. Hi, Ray. Hi, other guy.
Whoa, that's me! He talking about me!
So Randy comes in on my stream. Actually, Rokk, we gave him an open invitation to come on.
We did, my friend. That's why I was just saying hi.
Yeah, so thank you, Randy.
Oh, and he's gone again. No, very good of you. Thank you so much for popping in, my friend. Hope you've enjoyed the show. I'm a little bit below par today, guys. You have to apologise. I have to apologise for that. You don't have to apologise. I do. Queen Rachel, that's called a Sherpa run. Yeah, it certainly is. That's the only way I ever got.
Sherpa, you mean you're carrying the team?
You are. up Mount Everest.
That's right.
And no, the only time I ever got my... got to Mercury in Osiris was being Sherpa'd or certainly being backpacked. And there was a time, I don't know if you see it so much these days, but there were guys that were literally selling. They were literally selling the ability to take you through a raid or take you to through some of the more challenging events in Destiny. And people were quite happily paying. It's amazing how this stuff really gets under your skin. But anyway, it is my favourite time of the year for Destiny. I'm going to go in there in a minute. You tend to go around and give gifts to the various NPCs and stuff, and that's lovely. It's all fun. And Alex says Fortnite could have saved Stadia, especially for Apple users. Yeah, no, it's a good shout. Ultimately, it wasn't for the want of trying or hope, was it? Getting a skin on Fortnite, says Tracy. How are you, my darling? Might be connected to a curse too. Look at what happens with Travis Scott. He got a Fortnite skin and then hosted a concert in hell. Oh no. Hey, that's true. I'd forgotten about him. He did do a concert there, didn't he?
Wow. Somebody got
in
lost
hell,
their life
apparently.
at a concert. Yeah.
It's the new Madden curse, says Joe. Imagine if that happened with Beast. Wow, he'd given away his last $10,000. Bless him. Right, guys, that was good. That was a chunk of news. That was an hours and a bit.
Yeah,
we've now got all of our sections have lost all their beautiful musical intros, but we have got Williams Wangers swinging in from the left. Is Williams? Oh, hang on, something went wrong with the link.
It was probably my fault.
Oh, hang on, no, it says edit, so maybe that's if I get rid of the edit at the end and see if that works. Bum, 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 something's coming. No, it's gone back to edit again. That's okay. Let me I'll just try it one more time. If not, we'll just find your channel. Unless you can... It's got edit on the end, and I don't think it likes the edit bit. However, if I get rid of edit and get rid of video. Let's see if that works. No. William, what are we going to do?
I don't know. Let's see here.
Go to your channel. Is it publicly available or is it one that you've...
Oh, yes, it is. And you know what, Rokk?
Yeah.
I told you it was going to be my fault. Here, let me share something with you real quick.
Okay.
Because it was my fault.
No
Hey,
way.
I gave you that quick.
Rokk, hey,
Okay.
Did you see that? That was Rokk on top of John.
Woo!
It's a nice
You got to
thing.
be careful.
It's a nice thing. Look at this. Here we are, guys. We're literally live within a live, within live, within live, within live.
Infinity and beyond.
Yeah.
I go.
Infinity and beyond.
I put it in private.
You did. I've got it. Thank you so much, my friend. There we go. Right, I'll whiz it forward a little bit. Who are you wanging today? Oh no! Look at
Oh
that.
my God.
Yeah, that's a horrible accident.
Well, no, that's how you want to wipe your butt. That's a quick way. Of,
That's not Halo. Hang on.
No, that is not
There
Halo.
we go.
There.
There we go.
Okay, so my tips today, my Williams Wanger, if you want to call it that, is for Halo Infinite. And it's not the there's a massive multiplayer component to the game where it's PvP. That is not what I'm going to be discussing today.
Yeah.
That is totally separate. This is the Halo Infinite campaign co-op mode. So this is the main story. So if you're going to be playing single player or inviting your friends to the campaign, that's what this section is for. So first of all, when you start the game, you start off with your pistol and assault rifle. Don't just keep those weapons. There's a smorgasbord of weapons out there. Whoever you kill, they drop a weapon, you can pick it up and use it. So always switch your weapons up. You're going to find one that you really like, and more than likely it's not going to be a regular velocity round shot. You're going to like some of the gun I'm just holding there, the enemy's weapon. Use your scanner. Pressing down on your D-pad triggers an AI scanner. This highlights things like weapons, crates around you, and even behind walls. Weapons appear blue. Interaction objects, things like Spartan cores, explosive coils, and control terminals appear yellow. It also highlights any current mission objectives on your HUD. So holding down on the D-pad will help you target and find where you're trying to go. It'll also indicate stuff on the map for you to pick up. Use your grapple shot offensively. In Halo Infinite, you have a grappling hook and a grapple shot. The grappling hook is amazing. I don't play very long without using it, so you should see me snatch a hold of somebody with it. But what you're able to do is it stuns a person, and then it drags you to them for you to attack them with a melee attack or start shooting them. Also, you can upgrade that to where it electrifies them. So it'll not only does it stun them, it actually hurts them as well. So you can push aside jackal shields with it. You can close the distance rapidly by propelling yourself into them. And you can also hijack vehicles. So if somebody's flying around or driving around on something, you can hit it with your grappling hook and it pulls you to it, and you throw the guy out of the driver's seat and you start driving. So it's a really cool little animation you get there. And upgrade that grapple shot and your shields early on. You do that through getting Spartan cores. They're spread out and hidden throughout the world. On every level you're on, it'll tell you how many Spartan cores are not found in the area or whatever. And that's what upgrades your tech and stuff like that. Explore after missions. So after it says, hey, you've completed this section, hang out and run around and look for those Spartan cores and audio logs and other stuff. And also look for forward operating bases, which will help you for claiming them, prioritizing them, claiming them, and then fast traveling to them. It's kind of like fast travel points. You can pick up ammo and weapons from these FOBs too, forward operating bases. You can take the Marines that you save along with you. Now, this is co-op, so I've got Ray. There he is teabagging somebody. Ray's an amazing partner, man. But all right, so in this game right now, we've got the legendary Dismal Gaming with us. We've got Blaze V Pimps, which is Double D Wilson. We've got myself, and we've got Ray 3473, the Gaming Cyborg. And it was a hell of a lot of fun playing together. So if you're playing co-op, you don't need to take the Marines with you. But if you are playing single player, all the little Marines that you save along the way, you can have them follow you onto your next mission or whatever, or next location, which will help a little bit. And have fun, man. I mean, there's vehicles, there's flying vehicles. Okay, here's one other thing I will say. If you were going to bring in 2 to 3 really heavy hitters into your game, like Dismal or a certified doc, you're going to want to turn the difficulty up. Because what I ended up doing is we put it on normal, and when we dropped into the game, we were wiping everything out really easily. So we cranked it up one setting to medium, I think it was, and it made it a lot better. So make sure that you adjust the difficulty for inviting friends, because it doesn't adjust it on its own.
And don't you have to have played some element of the game in order to join in, or can you play multiplayer straight away?
Okay, so how this works is when you first set up your campaign, you start a new one, and then you can invite people into your squad. You go to another screen, and they have to select a save file, or if you're all starting over, which is what all of us did, it all loads you in together. Now, the important part is in the prologue, you've got about 30 minutes to play through. Okay. And if any of your team disconnects, you have to reload so that you all get through the beginning together. After that, I don't think it is a big deal to get people into your game. You just invite them, and you can take off and play. But if for some reason, like somebody that joined your squad, like Dismal, he got kicked. Well, after we finished it, we tried to invite him, and it wouldn't work. So I reloaded and re-invited everybody, and we went back to the very beginning where he was instead of after that. So is it only on Xbox, or is it on PC as well? It is on Xbox Game Pass, so you can install it directly to your PC. You can buy it through the Microsoft Store on PC, or you can play it in the cloud through xCloud. You can also play it on your Series X. It is cross-play, so if I have it installed locally on my PC and Ray is playing in the cloud, I can still invite him to play, which is very, very important.
I completed the campaign. I actually enjoyed it, but I rarely ever do the multiplayer stuff, and I know I'm missing out a massive chunk of games.
Well, if you liked the story, Rokk, it might be worth it to play through again with somebody, because I don't like the PvP usually. The tryhards, that wipe you out over and over and over and over again as soon as you spawn. That stuff gets to me sometimes, but whenever you're doing co-op, man, and you're working together, it's always just more enjoying for me.
Yeah, really, it's a fair show. As always, my friend, you amaze me with your knowledge of gaming and games. And thank you so much. You do every game you play, even though I've played some of them before. It makes me want to go back and play more.
Well, playing with this man right here, man, makes a difference. I tell you.
I have to tell you, actually, props to Ray, because he did it for me this week with Amazon's New World. William.
Oh yeah.
I played that game for hours, and I'd never got into the market part where you can sell your stuff. And Ray showed me that's how you get the money. I didn't realize.
That's how I bought my home. I paid my rent.
Hey, I thought you stole that.
No. I actually paid for it.
Yeah, there you go. Because I've never got that far in the game. I've never purchased a property. So, he got me. He said, I love watching you guys, because it gets me all fired up. I want to go out and play some more. It's awesome stuff. Thank you so much. Now then, Ray, your section, my friend. In fact, I tell you what, we'll leave William playing while we run through your section, if you like.
Not a problem. This is Ray's Play It Now, or Play It For
Play It Now. Play It Now.
So, guys, right now, Amazon Luna, if you are Prime Game, if you guys have Prime Gaming, you guys can right now play for free Dust, Windjammers 2, The Smurfs, Trails from Zero, and Joggernauts. You can play that for free, and it's if you are a Prime Game member. On xCloud right now, which I'm gonna do after this show. High on Life is out now. The Walking Dead, Elder Scrolls, and Chained Echoes all came out on xCloud. You can play right now. And then on GeForce, if you guys go over on the GeForce blog and can check it out. If you guys don't know, and this is huge, The Witcher is coming out tomorrow, folks. It's also tomorrow. Enhanced Witcher. Also, check out, there's a bunch of other games coming out on GeForce Now. And on every Thursday, check out the blog. They always got something new stuff coming out on GeForce Now Thursday. Boosteroid. Right now, guys, you can play Evil Dead. You can play Modern Warfare 2 and Farthest Frontier right now on Boosteroid. And then PlayStation Plus or PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4, they now have new avatars available for you to play on your consoles. They got new avatars. So if you guys are sick of the old avatars, get your new avatars on the PS5 and PS4 right now.
I didn't know that.
Oh, that's right. And then, guys, also free Forspoken is a demo that you can play for free. This game is coming out sometime next year, but they do have a demo. There's already been some people that have streamed it. I have not played this demo. I think I'm going to play this demo today. Okay, you played it? All right.
Yeah, I played it. I enjoyed it, actually. Well, initially I wasn't sure because they drop you into an undisclosed point in the game where you've clearly not built up all of the experience of the earlier parts of the game. So, it's quite not complicated, but there's a whole bunch of controller, everything. Every button and combination of button has some kind of magic spells and things. So, you will have, by the time you've probably got to the point where the demo takes place, you probably have put in several hours of gameplay, so you'll have gone through all the learning what these different things do. So I think it's about an hour, the demo. It depends how long you want to explore and run around the world, because it's not limited by time, purely by
that's great.
Great. You can spend a long time in there, but you have to get to the end of a particular task. Go on, William.
Ray, I've got a question for you. The Witcher 3 next gen update that's coming. I know I'm excited for that. I love The Witcher 3. Do you know by any chance if there's an RTX mode, ray tracing mode that's coming to it?
Yes, GeForce Now, baby.
Yep.
GeForce. You guys.
That ought to look amazing then.
If you guys go to the GeForce Now blog, it explains all the goodness that's going to be part of this game. So go check it out on the GeForce Now blog. Also, guys, if you have PlayStation Plus, you can play this game also, The Witcher 3 Enhanced, on PlayStation Plus.
It's free to play on PlayStation Plus.
It is free. Yes, it's free. Free.
And they've got rumble controls as well. So on your PlayStation 5, you've got the different kind of controller. It's got that on the Witcher. It's going to be a great drop. Really looking forward to that.
I'm going to have to buy that. I'm sure,
so
man.
Many,
Rokk, I did just recently pick up Portal with the RTX.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
well, that's coming. That's definitely coming to GeForce Now.
Nice.
We just don't know when, but it's going to be soon.
Well, for anybody that if it is confirmed to be coming to GFN, jump over to Steam and buy it now. You can get a bundle for like $20 for 1 and 2, or for $10 you can pick up 1, which comes with the RTX expansion. So. Yeah,
so GeForce Now confirmed in a blog post a while back that it was definitely coming. So we're not talking out of shop. But also, if you own Portal, the original game, then you get the uprated RTX version for free as well, which is
it is 2 separate installs though. So I learned that today. So you only have to buy games. One. You only have to have one version, but you do have to install the other one. And it is really cool. So I'm really excited for The Witcher 3. With they probably are releasing DLSS 3.0 for Witcher 3, and I'm imagining it'll have RTX too. So
it's gonna
very excited.
stunning, my friend.
Yeah.
I don't mind. You know, I mean, there's been some controversy over the remastered games and stuff, but I think if they put a lot of effort into it, I don't have a problem with that. It's when all they do is just uprate the textures slightly, and
Well,
then
Rokk,
it's, you know.
something that you should check out is I signed up to get notified of it, but they have a ray tracing mod tools that are coming out soon. And I'll send you a video of what you can do with, say, like an old DirectX 9 game like Morrowind.
Wow.
It's amazing. It's literally, you go in, you make a couple selections, you save an export file, and then reload the game, and it looks different. Like, I mean, it's incredible. I'll share it with you, Rokk.
Oh, yeah,
It looks,
please. Yeah, I'd love to.
Morrowind looks like a 4K gorgeous game after the mod. I don't want to mod the whole game to play through it again, but if somebody modded it, I would play through it again because it looks like a new game.
That's amazing. Guys, before we go, I need to draw a winner for a PC game.
Yes.
I actually put out on the chat that there was 15 minutes left, but it's only because my page hadn't refreshed, and when I refreshed it, it was 0. So apologies for that if you were late, but I'm not going to do the wheel because that's a lot of hassle and time. So I'm just going to get Streamlabs to pick a winner.
Good luck,
And here it comes. Dun, 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 dun. Pick a winner, John Burford. That should have come up in the chat.
Oh, nice. Demigoddess has shared with us that in Red Dead Redemption 2, they have started the snowstorm. Every Christmas, like, snow comes from the mountains, and it ends up enveloping the whole land and then retreats again. So, awesome shout, Demigoddess.
Wow.
Yeah, awesome shout.
John Burford, get in touch with me, my friend, on Twitter. So, because what tends to happen, guys, is that people's YouTube names aren't always the people on the same names on Twitter, and I don't always. There have been instances recently where I've not been able to give people prizes because they ended up not being in the chat when the prize was drawn, and I never heard from them again. I couldn't get hold of them. So, John, get in touch with me on Twitter, my friend, and I will give you the link to the list, and you can choose from the remaining 21 games. Next week, we're going to be giving away bunches of games every day because we'll have a load of games to get rid of before Christmas. So if you enter next week, and of course, if you're a Team Rokk member, you're automatically up.
And I think N7 gave you the that prize back.
Yeah, so he decided to throw it back in the pot. So today's is thanks to Spectre.
What the hell? I don't Dismal. That is shit. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what Dismal's talking about.
Yeah, I have to. Anybody tries to con me, they probably will get away with it. To be honest. So, Demi says there is a stable glitch in audio. You knew about this.
I believe, at least in Valentine, I've rode into my stable in Valentine, and my guy is walking into my horse, and you have to like exit the game to get it back. Like,
oh no,
yeah, there's a few glitches. Yeah,
didn't you have somebody?
That's what happened to me.
Didn't you have some hacker?
Yeah,
when you were playing.
Yeah. You know, little Jack, the little kid. Well, I'm messing around and I'm trying to find a legendary animal, and I whistle for my horse and he catches on fire. He falls over dead. I'm like, okay, interesting. So I call for my next horse. I whistle, and here comes the horse, and it burns alive again. And I'm like, it must be a hacker. I turn around, and you can see, like, in the distance, these tall trees. And I see a big lumbering, like, image come out from behind the trees. It was little Jack, the size of a Jack and the Beanstalk giant. Wow. Yeah, he was trying to stomp on me. Yeah, it was interesting.
That is so funny. I mean, it's just
never
amazing.
Never experienced that on Stadia.
No. Yeah, that's the thing. We've been put out into the real world now with all of these mods and things. That would have been funny. I wish you'd record. Oh, did you? I don't suppose you had.
I wished I would have, because it literally freaked. I was like, what the hell is that?
That would have been amazing. That would have been an amazing short as well. Would have been great, wouldn't it?
And you couldn't target the kid because Rockstar's like, you can't shoot a kid, I guess. So I couldn't shoot the giant kid, so I started throwing fire bottles because they'll dive out of the way. Anyway, I ended up climbing to a mountain, and the kid couldn't follow me, so he spawned a zombie to try to beat me up. I killed the zombie, and then he spawned 100 of little Jacks, the little kid, and they all started running at me. Yeah,
God.
It was intense.
That's amazing. I would have loved to have seen that. You've never seen that, Ray, when you've been playing it? No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
I've
Haven't
never heard of it
experienced that.
before.
Now you know a hacker is on your server when you fast travel somewhere,
Yeah.
and when you spawn in, there's like horses. What do you call it? Secured to the fence. One of them has fire shooting right out of his butt like a
Okay. That's a
like a
giveaway.
rocket. Yeah, that's a dead giveaway.
That's a dead giveaway.
Yeah, I
Well,
know
yeah,
those beans were spicy, but come
that's
on.
amazing. While you have the mic, my friend, do you want to tell people what you're up to in the coming week?
Oh, tomorrow at 12 CST, Ray Sherrod, myself, and Double D Wilson, we're going to be watching live the Panel from Hell, which starts at 12 tomorrow. It's Larian Studios. It's about Baldur's Gate 3 and Patch 9. So it should be super excited. I'm hoping that Stadia gets the update.
Yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it? That would be cool. What time, sorry, did you say that was tomorrow?
12 CST Central Time. And then Friday, of course, at 12, Ray, myself, Dismal, and Wilson will be getting back into Halo and continuing our co-op campaign. We're going to beat it together. So
amazing.
Lots of fun.
So that's okay. So let me see, because you normally do
Retro Rewind. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I do. Okay, so I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then this coming up on the 20th, we're having or 15th. I forget what day it is anyway. But we're having Retro Rewind. We're having the Christmas special where we have a whole bunch of guests that we had on for the year come back and just catch up with them and see what they're up to.
Oh, that'll be fantastic. Of course, next Tuesday, guys, will be our Christmas special.
Yes.
Because we'll be just a couple of days away. So we'll have to come with our Christmas hats. And,
I'm going to wear my Santa Claus hat.
Perfect. Ooh. Perfect. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's the only reason I grew my beard out.
It's a thing of, it's an absolute thing of beauty, my friend, and I'm loving the whole blue thing you got going down as well. It's really cool. So, Ray, I mean, we now know that you're going to be doing a load of stuff with William. What have you got planned for your late night stroke early morning streams?
Tonight.
Wrong person. Sorry. There you go. That's the
fella. Tonight I'm doing my show with Vet Cloud Gaming. It's Sports Talk 101. Me and Vet, we talk about sports. And then after that, later on, 10 p.m. Pacific time, I'm going to be doing my Luna Zone, Amazon Luna, and I'm doing Close to the Sun, which is it almost looks like BioShock, but it's not BioShock. It's a weird game. I actually got a jump scare. I threw it on TikTok. It scared the crap out of me. But it's kind of like a sci-fi horror game. So I'll be doing that. And
I love the variety. I mean, look, I love watching you when I wake up in the morning in a nice way. It does set me up for the day, but I love the variety of games. You never know what you're going to get, and I really enjoy that.
I don't want to do what everybody else does. I just do that's why I did Daddy last night. Wait a minute. I mean, that's why I played Daddy. I played Daddy.
Same thing, mate. You can't. Yeah,
hey,
you can't.
nothing wrong with role play, Ray. You got to keep it fresh.
Absolutely.
Daddy's a game, folks. Daddy's a game. Just so you know, Daddy is a game.
There was definitely a game. Weird. So so you got that coming up. You got your sport thing. You got a load of stuff with William. Yeah. So all chock-a-block. That's awesome. Amazing stuff. Well, I've got back on the old Rokk Around the Clock again tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow, guys, I'm hoping to launch. They're all going to be videos. They're all going to be VODs because I thought I'd be able to stream with the camera, but I can't, not easily. So I've got the first Rokk Around the Block going up tomorrow, which will was a little bit. They're short. It's only about 14 minutes long. We'll be just going up to the top of a hill and coming back down again, but it's quite fun. That should be cool. And then Rokk Around the Clock, giving more games away. Also, don't forget when's the 20th? Is that next Wednesday? 1, 2, 3. It could be Tuesday or Wednesday. Is when John and I do the big X Massive giveaway. So that's coming up next week as well. There'll be some sort of a show around that, no doubt. I wonder who's going to win that $1,200 worth of prizes. That'll be something to watch.
Wow.
And
The entry's in, folks.
yeah, and if you haven't entered, and also there's still time to enter for Hogwarts Legacy as well.
That looks so great.
It does look great. I know.
Yeah.
I definitely want to buy that. My girls want that one. Get yourselves over to rockshow.com, ROKKSHOW.com, and click on giveaways, and you've got all the entry points there as well. Apologies, guys, for being a little bit below par with the old throat and everything. Sorry about that. And thank you very much for sticking with me, as my cough sweets did as well, which was good. And have a fantastic week, and we'll see everybody again next Tuesday. You take care, guys, and
keep warm, folks. Keep warm out there.
yeah, keep warm. It's cold out there.
Yeah,
Baby, it's cold outside. There we go. See you later, guys.